5 volumes in, and with such a huge ensemble of a cast, you'd expect, yeah, some characters would get more screen time than others, but essentially everybody would get about the equal amount of screen time. Unless, of course, the characters were being introduced one by one, kind of like in most series, where you got your main character, but then he meets and recruits, or rather, not just recruits, but sometimes it just so happens that people tend to align with the main character's ideals, and they work together. Sometimes this ends up leading into the cast. Other times, it doesn't. Sometimes you'll think, oh, that character will be around forever. They'll be like, oh, okay, that was highly disappointing that they weren't around forever. And never heard from ever again. But this isn't the case when it comes to Cyborg 009, you see. When it comes to Cyborg 009, the entire main cast is given to us already. Right out the fucking gate. Well, not right out the gate, but granted, Black Ghost has to go and kidnap a bunch of people that don't want to be turned to cyborgs, but they get turned to cyborgs anyways. And you have the respective 00 series. I mean, hence you have the respective 00 series, which each cyborg being called 00, prop number 1 through 9. Now, there are two out of this whole entire set that I think get the most attention. Of course, the titular character that the title is based off of, 009, yeah, he gets the most attention. But the one that gets the second most attention out of everybody in the fucking group is 007, also known as Great Britain. And in this volume, holy shit, did he do a lot. Honestly, if it really wasn't for his tactical maneuvers, they would have been dead quite a few times. But even though both times where he thought he was being a bit slick, he ended up actually getting caught. Now, this whole entire Vietnam storyline, was quite interesting. The take that Shotaro Ishinomori was going for with this was also interesting, too. The fact that you have the Viet Cong who absolutely despise their own government, as well as, American soldiers. And so, when they saw the cyborgs, they immediately thought of them as being American, but didn't actually think to just look at them and be like, wait, this is not how an American soldier dresses. Why are they dressed so weird? Why are they wearing nothing but, what was it, red or orange? I don't remember right now. I think it's red. Like, why are they just wearing pure red? And thus, it was mentioned in the story that just because they're American does not mean that they are enemies. Or rather, because they look American. It's kind of funny that, they just basically, grouped the whole entire lot of them into as being American. Now, if we're going to go about this, let's do it the correct way and go about what actually happened. So, we have 009 along with 004 and 7 on a reconnaissance mission, trying to figure out just what is Black Ghost's deal in the Vietnam War. And thus, Black Ghost, well, they're newly cyborg men, which, this is probably the most uncreative lot that Ishinomori had created for this story, because they all look the fucking same. I kept losing track of who was who, because each one of these motherfuckers just straight up look the same. Like, fucking shit. But yeah, they're trying to sell to the Viet Cong this tank thing. and the tank looks like a big ass tick, honestly. And so knowing about this, and knowing that Black Ghost, their end goal basically, to just keep the fires of war ablaze, of course, the three try to stop it the best way they can. But it's kind of hard to do your job when, well, your enemy has a bunch of freedom fighters under their spell, per se. And thus, things get a little bit out of hand. Before we know it, our heroes are captured, kind of, and after a while, they start running for their lives. But then they are met up with 003 and 006, as well as 002. 002 ends up becoming damaged. Yes, for the first time in this story, one of the cyborgs experiences not just pain. Yeah, they've gotten hurt before, but I mean, one of them actually experiences something that can be considered kind of lethal. 002 ends up getting his leg blown the clear fuck off. Okay? Just fucking blown off. And thus, in order for, well, him to get the correct amount, or not the correct amount, sorry, in order for him to get a proper treatment, they would have to go back to the Black Ghost lair. But since the Cybermen had their own compound within this like waterfall fucking thing, it looks like that will not necessarily need to happen, because this probably the same technology that would have been at Black Ghost's main base is at this temporary base. There are a few tidbits, though, that Ishinomori introduces in this volume. One is the electromagnetic waves, that the fact that the cyborgs can talk to each other even when they're not actively speaking. Meaning that they can transmit electromagnetic waves from their brains to each other, but the only downside to this is that any other cybernetic creature or human can also intercept that and hear them too, which is what happens with the cyborg men. Also, with the cyborg men, and this is kind of one of the things I absolutely love about Ishinomori's writing, is that, yeah, a whole lot of them, they fed into the whole propaganda of Black Ghost, and they're now all for Black Ghost, except for one individual who ended up actually saving some of the cyborgs, turning on his own brethren, because, well, he never won in the first place. But I think more or less he did it because there was this girl that was captured along with them, and I believe that was his sister. Yeah, that's probably why he did that. Also, just the feel of this arc felt a bit darker than the other arcs before it. It probably felt darker only because of the fact that this war actually happened, the Vietnam War, and the fact that, there is that outsider perspective from the cyborgs, seeing everything. Then we get the inside perspective of those part of the Viet Cong, and not just that, but also those that never wanted conflict anyways, that don't understand why there is conflict and how come other countries are coming in, creating even more conflict. This was probably discussed a lot, I'm guessing, back in the 70s, when all this was fucking going down. Now, I know that America pulled out of that, realizing that this was just a futile fucking war, but honestly, I don't know if the Viet Cong and the Vietnam government ever came to terms with each other, or some kind of, I don't know, like ceasefire treaty or whatever. I have no idea. about that at all. And I'm not going to, sit here and tell you guys that I do when I really fucking don't. But going back to what I was saying about Great Britain, he is constantly going on missions with everybody. It's almost every single time a group of them will go out somewhere, he's always there. Man, maybe there's one time where he wasn't part of the team, because the thing here is that I've noticed about Shotaro Ishinomori, what he does is that he doesn't always have all 9 of them fighting all at once, because let's face it, doing that, you're going to end up giving some characters massive fucking spotlight, while having others maybe doing something every once in a great while. And it may not be on purpose either. You might think, oh, I'm giving everybody their chance to shine, when in reality, you're not. So Ishinomori thought about this and was like, you know what? I need to have this small group go. And then in the next adventure, have this other small group go. But 007 tends to go a lot. Oh man, I swear. Maybe I'm just seeing shit. Maybe. I don't know. Fuck. But aside from him, I would say that 002 also got a good amount of spotlight. And even though he is not the fastest, him being the second fastest, he still was able to make the upgraded Cyborg men be like, whoa, that's some fast-ass speed. So, knowing that, we know that 002 is pretty damn fast, but he's just not up there with 009. Not at all. And I'm wondering, when he gets his new leg, is his speed going to increase? That'll be something if, the cyborgs, if they get damaged, and then, after getting damaged, getting repaired, if, the new parts will basically, enhance their skills. Because, let's face it, their skills are kind of set in stone, which kind of sucks. Because Black Ghost can be like, oh, here, let's create, this new animatronic amalgam that can take care of all 9 of them at once. But that's only if all 9 don't work together. And that's what it always feels like, be honest. Alright, so what do you guys think about Cyborg 009 Volume 5? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Give this video a thumbs up if 1, you like this review, 2, you also agree with me that 007 has kind of been given as much spotlight time as 009. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.